Okay, so the first question is, how have the Rocky films influenced your life?
I don't necessarily know that they have influenced my life. I haven't gone into boxing yet. I keep an open mind towards that, though. But I like any story where you have an underdog and somebody who fights through adversity and rises to a level that they nor society thought that they could reach. So I appreciate that.
Okay. Why do you think the movies are so appealing or loved by so many?
Just for that reason, everybody wants to see. I think probably most people view ourselves as underdogs or fighting to obtain some level of success that is bigger than most anybody can comprehend. And so through those movies you have somebody that is the everyman that rises, has a shot at the top, and is able to take advantage of it.
Okay. What was the most important life lesson that you've learned from all of them?
Stemming from the same answer I've given in the previous two, I'd say that you got to keep fighting, and that you're not going to win every time you play something, aka Rocky 1. But it doesn't matter whether you necessarily win or lose, but that you went the distance, or the distance that you were capable of going.
Okay. Have you seen the spin-off Creed ones?
I have not.
Okay. And that question you can't answer. What impacts do you think the Rocky films have made on pop culture?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I show it in class, but I don't think a whole ton of you had seen them. So I don't know if they still do have the same impact Rocky, maybe Creed does, that it did, 20 years ago when it was closer to, Sylvester Stallone's heyday of acting, and he still had films that were coming out. I think it just kind of plays in the line of like the archetypal hero, where it's a hero of that time period that got a shot at the title, and people kind of rally behind that.
Okay, so when they came out 20 years ago, what was the influence that they had then?
Well, they came out, I think the first one came out in 1975, so that was before I was born.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know the impact, but they were still coming out. I forget when Rocky V came out, but I was around and saw it, and so you just know Sylvester Stallone, and he was in other movies, so I think it was kind of the same as maybe, like the superhero movies of today that you guys are more familiar with, and they have sequel after sequel, and you know the characters that are in them, and you see the struggles and conflicts that they encounter, and you like it for probably the same reasons that we liked Rocky. We kind of envision ourselves as being able to step up to adversity and tackle it and succeed, and that's what we all hope for in life.
Okay. And finally, which one is your favorite?
Well, I know Mr. Gervasi's favorite is 4 because of the political ramifications, and probably is quite applicable in today's day and age, the classic Battle of America versus Russia. But I think that I like Rocky 1 the best, where he was an unknown, and he got a shot at a title, and you saw all the weaknesses that probably we all have or feel at some point when we're stepping out of our comfort zone, and that he is able to overcome those. And not that he lost that one, like I said, but he accomplished what he set out to do. And so I think that's probably speaks to me most strongly, because I'm a failed rock star, but I gave it my all.
Slip the jab. Slip the jab. Slip the jab. Slip the jab. That's right. That's it. Hey, I didn't hear no bell.
Okay.
All right, that's right. Slip the jab. That's it. Mentalize. See that bum in front of you. You see yourself doing right, and you do right. That's pretty. That's very pretty. Tight. Ah, come here, Rock. My God, you're ready, ain't you? That Apollo won't know what hit him. You're gonna roll over him like a bulldozer, an Italian bulldozer. You know, kid, I know how you feel about this fight that's coming up, because I was young once, too. And I tell you something. Well, if you wasn't here, I probably wouldn't be alive today. The fact that you're here and doing as well as you're doing gives me, what do you call it, a motivation, huh? To stay alive. Because I think that people die sometimes when they don't want to live no more.
Nature's smarter than people think.
And nature is smarter than people think. Little by little, we lose our friends, we lose everything. We keep losing and losing till we say, you know, oh, what the hell am I living around here for? I got no reason to go on. But with you, kid, boy, I got a reason to go on. And I'm going to stay alive. And I will watch you make good.
And I'll never leave you.
And I'll never leave you until that happens. Because when I leave you, you'll not only know how to fight, you'll be able to take care of yourself outside the ring, too. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Okay. Now, I got a little gift for you.
I'll make you.
Now, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
Really, I don't need nothing.
Look at this. See that? This is the favorite thing that I have on this earth. And Rocky Marciano gave me that. You know what it was? His cufflink. Huh? And now I'm giving it to you. And it's got to be like an angel on your shoulder, see? And if you ever get hurt and you feel that you're going down, this little angel is going to whisper in your ear. He's going to say, "Get up, you son of a bitch!" Because Mickey loves you. Okay?
Thanks, Mick.
All right.
I love you too.
Go after him, kid. Go after him.
Thanks. You was each.
There it is.
What happened to his other cufflink?
I don't know. He only gave me one. He gave it to some bum.
How have the Rocky films influenced your life?
Oh man, you know, when you watch Rocky, it gives you the motivation to. What are you doing here?
I love it. So,
Okay, all right.
All those movies are my favorite.
It gives you the motivation to go out and try to conquer things that you never believed you could. You know, in Rocky IV, he fights this Russian who's all roided up, and you know he's the evil commie, and the great American hero who just doesn't do steroids and just works his tail off cutting down trees. Yeah, it's great. And the music from the Rocky movies, especially Rocky IV, you watch No Easy Way Out.
It's
that
my
movie.
favorite
Oh my
one.
goodness. Yeah, so that's how Rocky's inspired. Does that answer your question, Marley?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
There's another one.
Yeah, let's go.
Why do you think the movies are so appealing or loved by so many?
Because it's the little guy that, against all odds, just works tirelessly to achieve a goal. And, you know, in each of the Rocky, even though there's so many inconsistencies in the Rocky movies, for example, Rocky IV, he goes off to fight and his son is like 7, and he comes home Rocky V, which it should be like 2 months later, all of a sudden his son is smoking a cigarette and he's like in 8th grade. You know, and even though you have wild inconsistencies, the fact of the matter is it's the inspiration that this guy overcomes all odds to achieve this success.
What was the most important life lesson you learned by watching these films?
It's cliche, but don't give up.
Amen to
Amen,
that.
sister.
All right. Would you say the new spin-off movies Creed 1 and 2 have made the same impact on pop culture as the Rocky films?
They've been wonderful movies. I've enjoyed watching them immensely, but I don't think so. I do think there's a certain, maybe had I not seen the first 6 Rockies, you know, maybe then it would have, but just the fact of the matter is the first 6 Rockies were were too much. And
Nothing
now-
can beat them.
Nothing, but they are very good, very, very good movies.
Yes. What impacts do you think the Rocky films have made on pop culture?
You know, in so many conceivable ways, you know, like I said, the never give up attitude, that's obviously one. You hear that Rocky music anywhere, at any game, in any sport, it kind of pumps people up. You know, the running up the stairs, that really gets people going. The fact that there's a Rocky statue, you know.
I want to go so bad.
I mean, how cool is that? So obviously pop culture is impacted by the movies immensely.
What is your favorite film by far?
It has to be 4.
4. Yeah, everybody loves 4.
You know, Rocky Balboa kind of came back, and that one was great. The speech he gives his son, and maybe you guys could show that to really get the class fired up when he, you know, tells his son about life hitting so hard. But Rocky 4, no easy way out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All
right, thank
You know, living with you, it hasn't been easy. People see me, but they think of you. Now with all this going on, this is gonna be worse than ever.
It don't have to be.
No, sure it does.
Why? You got a lot going on, kid.
Oh, what, my last name? That's the reason I got a decent job. That's the reason why people deal with me in the first place. Now I start to get a little ahead. I start to get a little something for myself, and this happens. Now I'm asking you as a favor not to go through with this, okay? This is only gonna end up bad for you, and it's gonna end up bad for me.
You think I'm hurting you?
Yeah, in a way you are.
It's the last thing I ever wanted to do.
I know that's not what you want to do, but that's just the way that it is. Don't you care what people think? Doesn't it bother you that people are making you out to be a joke and that I'm going to be included in that? Do you think that's right? Do you?
You ain't gonna believe this. But you used to fit right here. I'd hold you up and say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew. And you grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching you every day. It was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame. Like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. I'm always gonna love you no matter what. No matter what happens. You're my son, you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't gonna have a life. Don't forget to visit your mother.